Today's video, we're going to 3D model this pencil, then pop over into the drawing environment and produce a 2D drawing with it using Fusion 360. So let's get started. Welcome back to the Design, Creativity and Technology channel. My name's Aaron. Now before we start here, there's a few parameters that I need you to check to ensure that you've got selected as well. So click on your name, go to Preferences. And when Preferences open, the very first thing I'd like you to check is to ensure that you're in Z up. Okay, and then also check your default units in Designer in millimeters. For drawing, we want to make sure today that you're drawing in ISO, inherent from Design A3. You need to check this little checkbox here, which will override some settings. You want to ensure that you have third angle projection. As I'm an Australian, we use AS 1100 drawing standards over here, so change that to third angle. And we want our text height 3.5. And once you do that, you can click OK and apply. And we can get started. So we'll open up a new design here today. And the first thing we're going to do is create a sketch. And the sketch we're going to be drawing on today is the blue and green plane, which is the Z and Y plane, which is this one here. If you're unsure, you can't find it, Z and Y. You can see when I highlight it there, so you want to click on that. We're going to create a polygon, a circumscribed polygon. And as we come out, we want to make sure that we drag along the x-axis. Okay, and make sure it says 6 on your place value for your amount of polygon sides, so not 5 or 4, okay? And we're going to draw it roughly about 10 millimeters there. Now, what we want to do here is actually put a dimension on it, so D for dimension. We can click that face, let go of the mouse, that face, drag up, and let's make this 10 overall, okay? We'll zoom in a little bit. We can slide that dimension down a little bit if you want to. We're going to put a circle in the center of that now, so create a circle, which shortcut key is C, and snap it in the center and drag out. D for dimension, so the D key once again, and this is going to be 2.5 millimeters. Now, as you can see, this is an underdefined sketch, as the hexagon is still blue. We can simply come up here and go Fix, and click that center point, and that will lock that down, and it won't move now from that orientation. What we're going to do now, we can finish sketch, so click the green checkbox here, come back to our home view, zoom out a little bit. We're going to extrude, so create an extrusion, so shortcut key is E. We want to click that profile and drag out to 177, okay? Once we do that, make sure it says new body and click OK. And if I reposition that now, you can see our pencil is drawn and it's got a hole up the side for the lead to go into. Okay, so to draw the lead, today I'm going to expand my Sketches tab and turn on the eye for the sketch that I did originally. Coming to my View Cube, I'm clicking that top left corner there, and I'm going to use Extrude button again, and I'm going to pick that circle there, and I'm just going to type in 177. Now, when you click this, you must select New Body, and click OK. Come back to our home view and we can see that there, the lead pencil's all the way to the end. What we have to do now is just deselect the eye here to turn off that sketch. See how it's still activated? We can deselect that now. What we need to do now is we need to design this cutting plane here, which I'll show you in my original sketch. And this is how we're going to sharpen the pencil. Okay, so it's 11.5. And you'll notice that I've fixed it to the midpoint there. So let's have a look at that. Let's get into that now. Go back to my design. We want to click create a sketch, and we're going to click this plane here. Notice the XZ, this one here is showing. All right, so you can either click that or click it in the tree. All right, I'm going to zoom into this side here now. We're going to create a line, so the shortcut key for line is L. We're going to snap it there and drag out, come back and down here. All right, now if you don't get it like I did, so just watch this again. Control Z to undo. Say I did this and I dragged a little bit too far, then I went L for line and I went down here. Don't panic. What you can do is put a perpendicular constraint. Click that one and that one. Don't do this. If you're perpendicular, you'll notice that a little T is formed in here. Now this corner, I can drag that around, but I need it to be exactly in the middle like that. See that? And once that's there, we can fix that. Okay? And that is locked into position. We're going to put a angle dimension on these 2 points here. So we're going to click D for dimension. If you don't know where it is, it lives down in here and create D for dimension. So pick that line, let go of the mouse, that line, sorry, and drag out. And this is going to be 11.5, which is a minor angle. And on the top here, I believe it was 40. Okay, and now that's our cutting plane done, and I can drag this out so you can see it a little bit. Make sure yours says that as well. We can once again finish sketch, come to our home view, and we're going to use this profile now as a cutting profile, which will sharpen our pencil. To do that, we're going to go create revolve. Notice there's not a shortcut key for revolve. So Fusion has actually found my profile, but it's looking for the axis. So if yours hasn't done this, I'll deselect mine. It's start at the top, work your way down. So we need to select the profile. We need to select the axis, which is going to be the x-axis, okay, and 360 degrees. And you can see I've now cut and sharpened my pencil. Okay, let's put some appearances on this pencil now. So we're going to expand the button here for bodies. We're going to right click on body 1, click appearances. And this time I'm going to search for maple. And here it is here. I'm going to download the 3D maple glossy. I'm going to download that. I haven't got that downloaded. And now I can drag that onto body 1 and drop it and let it go. And you can see now that it's now my appearances on the pencil. We now turn that into a lead. Okay, so we can come up here and go appearance. And we can type in lead. Okay, and we can have rough lead or satin. We can download rough. And once that's downloaded, I can now drag and drop that on body 2. Okay, and you can see that. Now, I don't like the color of that, so I'm going to change that to oxide. OXIDE. And black oxide. I'm just going to drop that in. It doesn't really matter. We're not using this for any sort of real testing, so I'd prefer the color of the oxide, but it's up to you. You can choose lead if you want to. What we're going to do now, we're going to insert a decal. So insert decal and insert from your computer. What I need you to do is actually go down and download a image from Google, a pencil image that you like, a pencil company that you like, and we can insert that logo. And I'm going to click that face, and notice it's around the wrong way, so I'm just going to rotate it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller here by dragging it in. Like I move it back up onto that face. Still a little bit big. I'm going to slide this over here, somewhere where I think it looks good, and click OK. And now we have my pencil, a sharpened pencil, a classic timber pencil with our logo on it. And we can save that now. So click save, and I'm just going to put mine into my YouTube folder, demo pencil. Okay, so that's quite easy, isn't it? So let's move to the 2D environment now. So how would we represent that in a 2D drawing? So here's one I've done earlier. And what you can see here, I've inserted a isometric view. First of all, the parent view I brought in was the front view. Then I've used projected views to get the left and right side. Then I did a cutting plane, so a section view, and brought up that section view of the pencil. And from that view, I also generated the isometric view. So let's get into that. So right click on the top of the tree, and we're going to go create a drawing. And from here, we've got ISO millimeters A3. That's what we want. Click OK. All right, we're going to bring it in as 1:1. Okay, and we're going to drop that right there on the screen, roughly in the middle, lower section of the page. Click OK. And here's our pencil. So let's start generating some other views. So create a projected view. We click that view we brought in and drag to the left, drag to the right, drag up. And we're going to OK it by clicking the little green checkbox there. And there's our pencils. Now, well, there's the view of our pencils. Let's double click on the ISO view, and we're going to change it to this shaded view here. Now, the whole idea of the isometric view is to give the reader some idea of what it is you're trying to produce. Okay, so the isometric view provides that auxiliary view that we can look at. All right, now if some of these are not where you want them, you can move them over. They will stay in line if you just carefully move it over a little bit. Okay, so let's put the section view on now. So we're going to create a section view. I'm going to click this drawing. The first one will be that midpoint there. From this midpoint there. I'm going to click the green checkbox and up it comes. And there, I'm going to keep this one shaded and click OK. And there's my section view. And doesn't that look cool? Okay, you can see the cutaway, you can see the timber and the lead inside. All right, let's rescale that up here. What we can do now is start actually bringing in some other stuff. So we've got to tell the viewer that it's a third angle projection view. So I've downloaded the third angle symbol here. All right, this one here, open. And I'm going to make that down to 0.7 so it doesn't appear too big on my drawing. Click OK. We're going to zoom in on the bottom now. We're going to click the letter A and we're going to just do a text box down out here. And we're going to type, remember, all capital letters. All measurements in millimeters unless otherwise stated. You have it in there. All right, we can also bring in my YouTube channel picture that I use from time to time. And I'll drop this down to 0.8. And so it fits in there nice and neat. All right, so what we can do now, we can start adding some views in here, okay? Some names of views. So the first one I'm going to type in here is going to be section view. And I can just shorten that a little bit. Click close. Next one's going to be front view. Next one's going to be isometric view. Hopefully my spelling is correct. Now I'm going to readjust this here to right up in that corner. If I just wait a little bit, wait for my graphics to regenerate the boundary of the box there, we can get it right up in the corner. And we can move this view about here. So a couple other views we want to put in. So this will be a left side view. And we can stretch him out just a little bit. Now we want that the same height as that. So I put my view over the top of that one and then drag it across. And that's how I get them in line. And here we can have right side view. Shorten that up. All right, let's put some dimensions in this now. So the first thing I want to do, I've got some circles, so we need to put some center marks. One there and one there, and that will highlight the center of the circle. On this one here, we can dimension it by clicking the dimension tool. We can come over here, we can click this corner and that corner and drag up gently for our 10 millimeters. On our other one over here, we can use the circular or the diameter actually measurement tool and click on the lead pencil. I'm going to bring mine around so it's level. All right, we can have just use the smart dimension tool. Now this is a little bit tricky. You're going to click this top corner, click the end of the pencil. Now notice it's diagonal. To make it go straight, we've got to drag it to the left, and see that? As I drag to the left, it pops up and the real measurement is shown. And that's what you guys need to do as well. So that's 177. And let's just check if we've got them all there. So we can just go back to my original drawing. We've still got to put an angular dimension on. So dimension, angular dimension tool. And I could put this over here, but it looks a bit ugly. Or I could put it over here. All right. So it shows that 23 degrees. Just so the reader can actually look at it and go, okay, I know what the guy's doing here. All right, we need to put a date in here down the bottom to show when it was drawn. And we'll just enter today's date, 2021. And I don't want the text height to be 3.5 for this one. I'm going to make my text height 3 mil. Done, and we can drag that down to the date of issue. Approved by. And what we can do, department, and we'll just put one more in here, and we'll just type in ENG for engineering and highlight that. Make that 3 mil as well, 3 millimeter letter height, just so it doesn't look too big in the title box. Once again, we can save this to our folder. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. You've gone from 3D solid modeling to 2D technical drawing, or what's commonly referred to as an engineering drawing, using Fusion 360. And you can see my Fusion 360. If I minimize my screen now, you can see that I'm working with an educational license. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining in. I hope you got something out of it. Please remember to like the video, and by all means, why not subscribe to follow me on my journey.